Mr Acting Deputy Speaker, this makes good sense, and that's sense, C-E-N-T-S. South Australia is very proud of its container deposit recycling scheme. Australians use more than an estimated 13 billion beverage containers each year, which is over 36 million beverage containers every single day. For 41 years. That's right, back in 1977 when people were still wearing flares, from that time, each generation of South Australian kids have been crunching cans on the pavement or under the back veranda for that extra bit of pocket money. For decades, the Scouts and other community groups have fundraised with recycling bins at their local fairs and shows and other community events to keep our state of South Australia clean and give back to our community. In 2016-17, South Australia's collection deposits recycled almost 587 million beverage containers, refunding over $58 million to South Australians, particularly charities, community groups, sporting clubs, and directly providing additional income for our most disadvantaged in our community. The South Australian Deposit Scheme is a simple and elegant policy, and it is such an effective public policy, and it creates so much good for South Australia. It's a great wonder to me that it took decades for other states and territories to realise the benefits. Firstly, it creates significant public environmental amenity. You only have to travel interstate since our deposit scheme began to see the big difference in the cleanliness between public places in South Australia and other states. Beverage containers account for less than 3% of South Australia's litter, compared to 43% in New South Wales before it adopted its own scheme in 2017. The Northern Territory has seen a 50% decrease in beverage container litter since the introduction there. It raises environmental awareness on the issues of waste and has built a culture of intolerance to litter in South Australia. The scheme emphasises the importance we have in community pride in keeping our public spaces clean. And it also directly benefits our environment. As a result of our container deposit scheme, South Australians have a recycling rate of cans and bottles of up to 85%, while the rate in other states is less than half. I've spoken before about the need for us to reduce plastics, and in particular realising how much of a detrimental effect it occurs when it gets into our waterways. Anyone who has seen the straw in the turtle's nose on the ABC's War on Waste knows exactly what I'm talking about. Aluminium is an energy-intensive product to make, and so recovery of aluminium cans significantly reduces our carbon emissions and helps us meet our Paris commitments. Given Australia's recent pothole history on climate change action, or rather lack thereof, we need every bit of help we can get. Lastly, as I indicated previously, the scheme puts money back into the community and to organisations and individuals who need the help at the most. I was heartened to hear ACT and New South Wales have recently got on board with the scheme to have their own container deposit schemes, and Queensland and Western Australia have also realised how great South Australia's scheme is. However, just like the ban on lightweight plastic bags, we still have our recidivist states, Tasmania and Victoria. I said before that South Australians are proud of our container deposit scheme. A major survey in 2012 discovered that 98% of those surveyed support this policy. It's a rare public policy indeed that secures a 98% commitment from the community. Young people, particularly in my electorate of Mayo and South Australia, are also incredibly supportive of the scheme, and so are many schools that I visit. And so I call on the Tasmanian Premier and the Victorian Premier to adopt what is an effective and popular policy for the federal government to commit to help facilitate a national container deposit scheme so that all Australians can benefit from what generations of South Australian kids have known as a good idea for more than 4 decades. As I said, it just makes sense.